Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gator Gang Network, and we are back with you once again with another podcast from your boy Bobby and Lucas, the Gator Man. And we're without Daryl tonight. He's feeling a little under the weather, so y'all keep him in your prayers. But we had the big game this past weekend. Finally, after 2 weeks off with no practice, no playing, we finally back on the field and played the Missouri Tigers in the swamp and routed them 41-17. Great way to come back and get a win after 2 weeks of being off. Lucas, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I will say this: the Missouri game was the defensive game, best game of the year.
Yes, yes, by far. And that's one of the many things that we will get into tonight. But first off, we're going to get into the beginning of the Florida Missouri game. And I knew it was going to be a slow start. I knew that we were not going to, have the intensity and the motivation to, right off, rip in the beginning of the game. But however, without players, because we were without 8 defensive players, 3 starters, and without our kicker. So we really had to deal with our backup kicker, Chris Howard, who did phenomenal. Came in the game and kicked 2 field goals and the extra point. So shout out to him for next man up and getting the job done. But coming into that game, we got went ahead 3-0, 6-0. Kicking field goals, it's not going to win the game. And then the field goal the field goals really kind of, bit us in the behind a little bit when Missouri got the interception for a touchdown. Kyle Trask, only interception of the night, really his only mistake of the night. He played a really phenomenal game. But Lucas, what did you think about Kyle Trask and how he looked?
The first half I knew it was going to be rusty, but then he really turned it on like I knew he was going to. I kind of figured the first half was going to be rusty, but same thing with the whole game. I just figured that the first half would be rusty, but then we figured we did what we were supposed to do against an inferior opponent at home, and we got it. It basically became a tune-up for Georgia, which is what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm. It was a great first half. Coming into that after that interception, we go down the field and we kick, get the touchdown, and that's great. And then we go on defense, and it was on a third down. They fumbled the ball, and we get the ball, and then on the very next play, Kadarius Toney gets another touchdown, and we are now up 20-7 at this point in time. And that's 2 touchdowns within 33 seconds. So, by Kadarius Toney, I believe I've seen a thing that, he's the UF player to have a touchdown, that quick. So that's an amazing stat. But
Kyle Trask is the first player in the SEC history to throw 18 touchdowns in the first 4 games.
Exactly. I was going to say another record that that was broken was Kyle Trask, and let me remind y'all, he's not doing this in these little in the non-conference games of a cupcake schedule. This is against SEC teams, and he has thrown 18 touchdowns. That's the most in 4 games. I mean, props where props is is due.
He's probably over 1,000 yards already, really going into the season.
Exactly. Y'all drop a comment and let us know what y'all thought about the game and the matchup that we got coming into this weekend against Georgia. Obviously, we know that game is not going to have the crowd intensity and impact as it normally would due to COVID-19. But if there's any year that we are going to get past Georgia, I think this is a year.
I've always said year 3 under Mullen would be the year.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's say this. Before we get into Georgia, let's talk about the defense, because I really feel without the 3 defensive players that we were out, 3 starters. With the rotation of Jalen Hill and on the other end, what's his name? Uh, but we really stepped up
Echo.
and played better. We played better, with tackling. We played, better with the coverage, and we weren't giving up, the third downs. I believe they went 3 for 15 on third down conversions, which has been the lowest of the season. So it's good that we got these young players on the field and a shot to look at what they do right and what they do wrong in game time situations. Anybody who's ever played football knows that it's a whole lot different in practice than it is when you get onto the field, game night. So you kind of get to see who does really good in this package and this scheme and this look compared to what another player will, how they'll play in a certain situation.
And I don't know if you guys saw this, but Zachary Carter and Howell missed the first half of the Georgia game at the demo was fined
Yes,
$22,000.
yes. That's another thing right there. The Dan Mullen was fined the 25K, which I'm sure he would do everything that he did. He would do it all over again. He was backing his team. He was backing his players. That's the kind of coach that you want. To know that when something goes down, the coach has got your back. From beginning to end, and is not worried about the backlash per se of what's to come. But it will be, bad being without Zachary Carter for the first half of the Georgia game. But that's all right. He'll be in the second half. I believe with the rotation and the depth that we have, we can hold it down in the first half so he
And that's
gets back.
that's one good thing about how good we have recruited on the defensive side of the ball, especially the
Exactly.
defensive line of the ball. We have brought in a lot of depth pieces, so I'm not really worried.
hmm Yeah, we have the talent, we have the depth. They're just young players. We have a lot of young players, but the only way to get better is to get the experience and so on and so forth. Um, but when we look at that game as a whole, another um, another 300 plus yard game for Kyle Trask with 345 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. As we said earlier, two of them to Kadarius Toney, one of them to Justin Shorter,
I was about to say
and
that, baby.
yeah, Justin Shorter. He had a few good catches. Kyle Pitts, on the other hand, led the Gators with what do you have? 8 receptions or 5 receptions, 81 yards, 0 touchdowns. I'm not concerned about that because of the fact that we're getting in our other players involved. And some days you're going to have those games, and maybe he didn't have a whole long night because we're kind of keeping him good and healthy for the Georgia game.
I don't remember an offense at Florida this deep until talented since Tim Tebow left.
Exactly. Offensively, we're looking really good. Defensively, going into the Georgia game, I think that we're going to look better than we have, even in this Missouri game. And I say that because a lot of young players got to play and they got to be on film, and the coaches can see who's good at what. And I think that that's going to go huge in this game, considering Georgia's offense is not that great. We
And
had the
they're
better
not.
quarterback, we had the better wide receivers, and we had the better tight end. They had the better running back, and they had the better offensive line.
I was gonna say
So
the only two units that they beat us at on offense is the offensive line and maybe tight end.
exactly. So
And that's not really saying much because Kyle Pitts is probably the best tight end in the SEC.
exactly. But we this is our shot. This is our year to beat
If not,
Georgia.
if not this year, when? That's the way I look at it. If
If
not
it's
this
not this year, then you're going to say next year. But we're on a 3 game skid, a 2 game under Dan Mullen, and we've got to get past this hump because this right here
if
is the
I'll put it this way, if we win this game, and we have the football facility coming in. Can you imagine what it's going to do for just for recruiting purposes?
Recruiting is going to be crazy if we can, pull out this win and show that when it comes to the big games, we can win them. We know we can win the big games, but this is a game that Georgia has had our number for 3 years straight,
Because
and we can no longer, play second fiddle in the East to Georgia. Not with the way they're playing this year.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it seems to me Kirby Smart approaches the Georgia game like Spurrier did when Spurrier was here.
Yeah, yeah, he's very good. He's gotten Georgia to be, competing every game and playing every game. I just don't know what their deal is with quarterback. Their
They got,
quarterback
they got
situation.
two 5 stars and 4 stars, and they're showing a 2-star quarterback. What the? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly. This ain't the Georgia podcast, so we're not going to get too deeply in that. But I'm okay with them as a Gator. We are okay with them starting Bennett. Start Bennett all you want. We will love to have him back there because with the players that we have,
Here, Mike.
we
I
just got to
don't,
be able to get back there. We got to be able to pressure him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the last 14 games, the team that has won the rushing battle has also won the game, and I think that's a
Yep,
key. And I also think stopping the run and making Bennett beat you is probably the key to Florida winning.
exactly. And another key thing that really stands out in this weekend is an underlying condition called Mother Nature. There is a 60% chance of rain, so it is not looking good for our passing game. But then
1990,
again,
1993 all over again.
yeah, exactly. I'm just hoping we can come away with this win. I'm feeling really good about it. For those of y'all who haven't heard, the spread came out at 4.5, and since then to now, it has dropped down to 3.5.
It was
So,
5, and then it was 5, and then now it's 3.5.
yep. So I'm. It's looking better. More. It's more looking favorable for us. I do believe that they are going to be without a couple starters on defense.
Yes,
So
they
if we're going to be able to expose their defense, because their defense is, it's lights out. They're really good, but I think this is our chance. This is our year. We got to get it done this year. Um,
If not this year, when are we gonna beat them? That's the way I look at it.
well, we got to look at it as this is a game. It's the SEC championship game, and that's the way you got to look at it because if you win this game, you're in the driver's seat. It's not official, but you're definitely in the driver's seat to win the SEC East. So, with that being said, we got to come into this game, and this is
Mullen,
our
like I said,
this is our game. We already got one loss. We don't need
Mullen,
another.
Mullen has to approach this the way Kirby does.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but let's get into some score predictions because I'm really looking
I'm gonna
forward
let
to y'all drop a comment and let us know what y'all think the score is going to be because
I'm gonna
um,
let you go first because if you saw the if you saw the contest, you already know where I'm going with this. But so yeah, I'm gonna let you go first.
so I've been doing a lot of thinking about how this game is going to go, and I don't think it's going to be too high scoring. I don't think it's going to be like a low scoring game. I think it's going to be a good one, but I'm going to go 38-27 Gators.
I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go a little bit closer, 20-21 UF. That's my prediction.
Okay. Um,
And did you get Daryl's prediction? Did he ever tell you what his prediction was?
yes, we did. Daryl's prediction, as 31-30 Georgia.
Oh my god! I was like, oh my god, what
Uh,
the fricklicle, man?
so
Georgia
we
fan.
know. So
If,
y'all
if
gotta let Daryl have it for even thinking about that. But in all seriousness, no. So We got to come away and we got to get this win
If
because
Georgia
this
wins
is
the next
our
game,
path to the
no
SEC
longer be on
East
if Georgia
is
wins the
this
next game,
game
no
right
longer be
here.
on the podcast.
Yes. So Saturday, 3:30, CBS. Y'all
Y'all
tune
see
in
the game.
and watch the biggest game of the year as of yet. As of yet. Because we win this game, we put ourselves in the driver's seat to the SEC for a chance to play Alabama.
And that 2016 Florida team was not that good.
No.
It's
And
good.
last time we played Alabama was in the 15 and 16 SEC
We got
championship
destroyed.
game, and we got beat bad. So we're trying to make it back to that point and get a win under Dan Mullen and win the SEC. Because under Dan Mullen, we have yet to do that. And we have got to get an East title. And the way to do that is get into the game. So we have got to beat Georgia to get in to win the East. It's not official, but you put yourself with a gigantic leap if you can come away with this win. Now I gave you my score prediction. I don't care if the score is 7-6, we win. I don't care if it's by 1 point. We just got to get the win. I don't care how ugly it is.
I
It's
don't
a
care if it's
game.
I don't care if it's 13-6. I don't want
We
to
just
be.
got to come away with the win. We just got to get this win.
The last time,
Um,
I'll give you an idea. The last time Florida beat Georgia, Jim McElwain was the coach, and we know how that turned out.
yeah, we do. But um, we know Dead Mullen. He don't go jumping on sharks, so I think we'll be all right. So, without that,
Okay, yeah,
I may be going live with y'all before the game, give y'all a little inside scoop of what I'll be doing before the game. And Lucas, will you be doing your thing,
I'll be
streaming the game?
I'll be streaming it like I usually do. Be uh I just had to be creative since last week wasn't on TV.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I'll be,
definitely.
but yes, I will be streaming the game like I usually do.
So those of y'all who tune in to Lucas and watch him as he's listening to on the game with Mick Hubert,
I don't do that. I usually put it on TV, but I usually put it on TV out in the living room and listen to Make in my room. So that's usually how that goes this year.
okay. I like it. Well, either way, you'll be good streaming the game. So those of y'all who are away from your home and are on Facebook, y'all can jump on and tune in with Lucas and I'll let y'all know. But as y'all know, when we close off the show,
If
especially
you
this week for Georgia, if you ain't a Gator, you must be Gator bait.
That's the way that works.